Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is the 30th of November, and I was just reflecting on disability, and I've realized that I haven't done an overview of what disability is, and we are almost closing the Disability Awareness Month. So from the 3rd of November to the 3rd of December is what is known as Disability Awareness Month. That is where all of us, health professionals, the public, we all raise awareness about disability and why it is important for the disability population to be represented in various places and spheres. So today I'm just going to talk about different disability in South Africa. In fact, we commemorate Disability Day on the 3rd of December. So please go out before I know what the most important day. We're gonna say, okay, we are coming against women and children abuse. Yes, that day is also important, and we wanna raise awareness on that, but also let be aware of different disabilities. So I'm going to just have my note here that is from the Gauteng Department of Education Disability Awareness banner that I work for the Department of Education. So this is what we had put out as, but also what we had put out for our Disability Awareness Month. So the World Health Organization describes a disability as the interaction between the individual's health condition and their personal and environmental factors. That means that when we're looking at disability, for something to be a disability, it has to affect the person's livelihood, and also some of the disability is caused mainly because of the person's environment. For instance, if a child is cerebral palsy, for instance, but goes to a school that has ramps, the disability is actually minimized because the environment is conducive. So that is why the explanation says that it is also related to the environment, the attitudes of the people, transportation, the buildings. So all of that adds to the disability. I'm quite passionate about disability because my dad was blind. So whenever, actually I went to another school the other day and the principal was blind. Guys, did I not want to cry? And I was like, it's such important for people with disability to be represented. I saw the support that they had given the principal, that, you know what, he's able to continue and do his job because the environment, they've actually created a conducive environment where he's got a secretary, someone who's there and taking minutes for him. He's currently studying Braille and he will be able to type his own minutes. And he said something to me that almost made me cry. And I was there as an official, but he said, when I typed my name for the first time, I felt like crying. Guys, did I not want to just cry? Because I just felt like my dad passed away in 2019, and it was, he could never type his name because obviously the environment was not conducive at the time. Brain wasn't prevalent as much, or we didn't have those resources. So in South Africa, according to the stats essay, it estimates that disability affects about 7.5% of the population. Guys, that is a lot. And there are different types of disability, and maybe let me go and just explain what types of disability they are. How do we group the disabilities? So some of the explanation would say a disability is a physical or mental impairment that substantially limits one or more major life activities, such as learning. It would impact your walking, it may impact your working, it may impact your ability to see, like my dad, or your ability to hear. So some people would have like a hearing loss, and that would make them to be disabled. So I'm going to go and maybe navigate and group the disabilities. So you get physical disabilities. Those affect the person's ability or dexterity. You are looking at conditions such as spinal bifida, Most of the time, you would see people with physical disabilities using wheelchairs. That's the most, I believe, um, that's the most acknowledged kind of disability, the physical disability, because people can look at you and see that, oh, he can't walk, he's using crutches. So cerebral palsy falls under this condition because a person with cerebral palsy may be on a wheelchair. Some of them can walk, but they are maybe limping. Also, arthritis may also fall in this category, and a condition such as multiple sclerosis. And then you get the other category that is called intellectual and developmental disability. This kind of disability affects a person's ability to learn. We are looking at Down syndrome, we are looking at conditions such as autism, we are looking at conditions such as dyslexia. Dyslexia affects the person's ability to read and write. So that's one of the disability. You find that physically everything is fine with you, but you struggle. And you hear people saying, especially with dyslexia, you hear kids or adults saying, when I look at the board, I see the words as if they are jumping. Those are some of the signs. Maybe one day I'll actually do a video about dyslexia. The other types of disability, you get neurological disability. These affect the person's thinking. You also get in this category your ADHD, which is attention hyper deficit disorder. Autism can also be in this category, depending. Like in my one video, you can check it out. I describe what autism is, and I said it is actually a spectrum. So you get other kids that have normal cognition, even others that have higher level of cognition. Their IQ is high, and they are diagnosed with autism. And in this category of neurological disability, you also get other conditions such as separation anxiety. I'm laughing because my niece is currently going to be leaving us and going down to Durban. And she's having some forms of separation anxiety. So separation anxiety, you have the feeling of like a child. Separation anxiety is normal. For instance, when you leave your child, a young child, they cry because they don't want to separate from you. Why don't want to separate from you? It's because you are their sustenance. They are scared. How are they going to have their needs met? But as we grow up as adults, sometimes when we separate, I remember one of my friends, I tend to tell and dish up people's business when I'm on this YouTube. But anyway, she said something to me. She's like, I don't know who I am without my boyfriend. Like, my boyfriend is going to go away and I don't know what to do with myself. So when separation anxiety, or when you separate with people that you love and causes you not to function, like, it's okay to hurt because someone you love is no longer in your presence. But when it affects your thinking, it affects your normal day on, it may actually be a disability. But also in neurological condition, you also get other conditions such as dementia. This normally affects the older population. It's a neuro condition that affects the person. You'll see abantu abadala, men, they would have a condition where they are learning to forget, or they are forgetful. Those are the signs of dementia, but I'll probably do a video on dementia because it's a neurological condition where a person, they lose their ability to process information over time. Mainly, most of the time because of old age, but some due to things like stroke and then you get other conditions or other disabilities that are known as sensory disability. It affects the person's ability to hear or see. Like my dad was blind. So guys, why is it important for us to speak on different disabilities? People need to know what are disabilities and how they will be able to support. This was just an overview. I hope that me just giving an overview of the types of disabilities, people would understand that people can physically, like with autism, have no physical features, but actually be having a disability. And How do we support a person with disabilities? Let's include them. Let's learn about the condition. I will potentially go over different disabilities in my next video, but for today, I just wanted to highlight the different types of disability. Poverty, poverty actually exacerbates disability. Like I was saying before, at my home we were poor, and therefore we couldn't afford things like braille, and that made my father's disability worse because we were not at a position to actually support and buy the things that we needed to buy for him. So yeah, guys, that's it from me. Go raise awareness about disability, speak to people, let them know about different disability. Comment if you want me to do a specific disability that you have in mind, that you haven't heard about, and that you feel like you need more clarity on. Thank you.